How's everybody doing? What is going on? What is going on? I pray everybody's doing well today. Let me turn these notifications off real quick. Yeah, how's everybody doing? I pray everybody's doing all right on, what is it, Monday? It's Monday, man. I hope everybody's doing all right. Y'all know how I do when something kind of just drops on me. I like to share it real quick. This is probably more for me than it is for you guys, but anything that I receive, I like to share it, and prayerfully it gives prayerfully gives a little bit of insight to, what somebody else is dealing with. 'Cause a lot of times, what we are dealing with individually, somebody else could be dealing with the same exact thing, So with the title, you see the title, are you seeking God more? Are you seeking a relationship more? What I put down? Are you seeking God more than a relationship? What? Yeah, this is probably definitely more for me than it is for anybody else. But if this is your first time checking in with me, man, my name is Derek Huffey, coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland. Usually we speak on a lot of different topics, man. Singles, encouraging singles in a single season. We talk about dating with purpose, dating with the right godly intentions. We also speak on dating with the intent for marriage. We talk about sexual purity and abstinence also. A lot of topics, man, but I thank you guys for tuning in. Are we seeking God more than a relationship? Okay, and this kind of this did hit home for me because a lot of times I could be in that category. So we have to understand what category we put ourselves in with certain things, especially when it comes to seeking a relationship. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I saying that we should not desire or want to have a relationship or to be married. There's nothing wrong with those desires. It's borderline when we put those desires over God's desires. So if we're looking for a relationship or with anything that we desire, we could desire for a financial breakthrough, we could desire for a job, anything that we desire, are we putting that over God? Are we putting that over our purpose in God? Are we seeking those earthly things more than we are seeking God and our purpose? With Matthew 6:33, it talks about seeking first the kingdom, and God add everything else unto us. Now, if we look at scriptures even before that, with that whole passage from Matthew 6:25 to about 6:34, that whole scripture is talking about not worrying about the things that we need, not worrying about earthly desires and earthly things. So, for example, and I believe around, 6:25, God even talks about how he takes care and caters for birds. How with birds, they don't have to worry about what to eat, what they're going to wear. They don't even, and it talks about how with birds, they don't sow. They don't, worship God or anything of that manner, but God still takes care of birds. They still eat. They still have all of their needs met. And then it goes on talking about if God can take care of the birds, do he not value us more than birds? So the thing is, we have to realize who we are in God and how much God values us. There's nothing wrong, once again, desiring a relationship, but once again, in our single season, for those that are single, what are we doing with that time? We can never idolize something over God or our purpose in him. Because while single, our purpose has a little bit to do with being in alignment with God and being in the right place and being positioned to be with our future spouses. If we're not operating and functioning in the kingdom, how can we truly hear from God if we're not in alignment with him? If we're not hearing from God, spending time with him, fasting, reading our word, how can we hear from him to really have him order our steps? With James, I believe it's James 4:3. I think it's James 4:3. But it talks about how what we ask for, what we pray for, we don't receive because we're asking with the wrong motives. So if I'm praying for something, asking God, bless me with this, bless me with that, but I'm asking with the wrong motives, God isn't going to bless me with it because I'm going to use those blessings for my own motives. So when it says seek ye first the kingdom, are we seeking the kingdom for God's glory and not our own? Because if I'm seeking the kingdom, like, okay, God, in this single season, I'm going to seek you. I'm going to do everything I can in church. I'm going to join all of these ministries. I'm going to get down. But are we doing it really for God, or are we doing it for our own intentions? Are we doing it just so I can say, okay, God, I did this. Now I'm cashing in my chips, and now you have to bless me with this. God doesn't have to do anything because he already did more than enough. But when we are working in the kingdom, when we are seeking him, witnessing, whatever we're doing, are we doing it for his glory or ours? When it says seek ye first the kingdom, it's talking about really understanding our purpose in God. God won't give us something we intend to replace Him with. Amen. There you go. And this is right there, because God knows, because a lot of us know how we are when we get in a relationship. I've been guilty of it. Sometimes we can get too caught up in our relationships and kind of put God on the back burner a little bit. So when we're seeking a relationship, when we're seeking marriage and all those things, that's great. I get it. But at the same time, let's make sure our heart and our motives are right for asking for those things. Because God knows our heart. We can't try to pull an okie doke on God. Like, all right, God, I want to win this lottery because I'm going to sow into the church and I'm going to give my 10th. No, God knows that we will get that money, we will act a complete fool and be completely ratchet and act all types of foolishness. So we have to really understand, man, that God knows what's best for us. And a lot of times, if we don't have something yet, it's because He's preparing us. He's spiritually maturing us. So when we're seeking the kingdom, let's make sure we are seeking it for His glory, not ours. And what we're praying for, let's make sure that we are praying and asking for those things in the right motives. You know, because He ain't going to bless us with a relationship if our heart's not right. So while we're single, let's keep busy, let's keep rocking out, and in due season, God will bless us. It's not easy, trust me. I'm there, and this is probably more for me. I get it. I get it. Trust me, I'm with you. But once again, we got to have that patience, we got to have that faith, and we got to stay busy in the kingdom. You know, the Bible talks about a single man affairs of the Lord and a married man affairs of his spouse. So while we are single, we have nothing but time. So let us work in the kingdom, operate in our calling, our purpose. Because real talk, man, like there's somebody out there whose salvation is dependent upon each and every one of us operating in our purpose and our calling. Like if I'm on the back burner not doing what I'm supposed to do, there's somebody out there, man, that's counting and depending on us. So while we are single, man, we really got to understand that there's so much more in this life. Even in James, with James, not James. So going back to Matthew 6, it's talking about don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow, like, worrying is going to add another hour in a day. This is Matthew 6:25-34. It talks about us worrying so much about what we're going to receive, how we're going to eat, what we're going to live, you know, what I'm going to wear, when my husband coming, when my wife coming. We don't have to worry about all that stuff, because worrying isn't going to do anything. It's not going to add an hour to the day. It's not going to change our situation. That's what people of the world do. They worry about the things of the world. We're supposed to worry about the things of the kingdom. So let us get our focus back. Let us grind out, man, and do this thing right. And this is for me, man, because like I told y'all yesterday, I'll be in my feelings sometimes. I'll be feeling a certain way. But also, it's also about me functioning and execute my faith. Like faith, man, it's a belief, but it's an action. Like I'll be relying on our faith to activate in God. When things don't look right, when it really look like, okay, God, what's going on? Why am I so single? Where does our faith really lie? You know? So yeah, man, seek ye first the kingdom, but seek it with the right intentions, man. Really seek it for God's glory, not our own. Because if I'm reaching out to somebody, if I'm witnessing to somebody, man, what we do, it's about showing to people God's glory over our life. It's about showing, okay, I went through this, I did that, but because of God, His glory in my life could still be the same factor in your life. How God brought me out, He can still bring you out. So we're supposed to be witnesses to the people out here, man, because everybody's not in church. We're supposed to be out here, man. We're supposed to go to the uttermost parts of the earth. We're supposed to be out here in the streets. Everybody's not going to come to church. So we have to be the church. We have to be out here. So it has to be a balance. We can't be so focused on God, when my boo coming, when that's coming, it'll happen. It has to be a balance. Once again, nothing wrong with desiring that relationship and that marriage, but we can't keep that in the forefront of our mind. We got to keep our minds on things of God. All right. But yeah, man, I pray this is a blessing to you guys. Thank you for the hearts. If this could be a blessing to somebody else, please share it. I definitely appreciate that. But this is just a quick scope, man. I'll probably be back later on because I'm at work, but I've been studying. I've been on the computer, like studying like math scriptures and a lot of different stuff. So I'll probably be back on later on. I don't know. But if you can share this, please do. Thank you guys. And I will be back probably later on.